What's up, everybody? I am shooting this live from Saint-Tropez, France. I'm in the port. I actually stay right here, right in the port. Wanted to be right in the beautiful downtown area. And I wanted to shoot this video for you because being surrounded by super yachts, which, by the way, there's a $90 million boat at the end there. And then even Jeff Bezos was out in the harbor, or whatever they call it out here, out in the center of the water. Beautiful. I mean, unreal. This is where some of the wealthiest people ever come to hang out and party and enjoy life. I mean, there's probably, I don't know, over $1 billion worth of super yachts just chilling in this harbor. I wanted to quickly shoot a video for you guys. For those of you who are wondering, how do I travel the world? Where I'm on vacation now for almost 3 weeks out in the south of France. And how can you do that as a real estate agent and continue to make money while you're traveling? How is that possible? Because everyone in the business of real estate want to make a lot of money. They want to have freedom. I think freedom is probably that big piece that everyone is chasing. And it takes a lot of money to have certain freedoms. I want to share in this video really quickly while they're all setting up everything here at the port. Figured it'd be a nice little time to shoot a quick video. What I was thinking about is, okay, how can you build a remote business? How can you build a 100% remote business in real estate? I'm here to tell you exactly how you can do that. The first thing I want to talk about here is that it's all about delegation. Obviously, you need to learn how to delegate, but the more you can delegate over a period of time, right? The faster you can close that window in delegation, you're going to see the ability to travel like this much easier. It's gonna be a lot easier when you can master the art of delegation and the speed in which you can delegate. So many people control, they hold on to control as real estate agents and as business owners. One thing you gotta learn how to do is delegate. So let's talk about delegation for a second. What does delegation actually mean? I'm going to give a task to someone else to do for me. This is a task that has to be done for my business to move forward. And that is a task that has to be done, but no one said it had to be me. It can be anybody. It doesn't have to be me. It's taking that mindset shift and saying, instead of, oh, that's something I have to do today, and saying, yeah, that is something that has to be done today. By who? The by who instead of it has to be done by me. So one thing I would recommend that we do when you're trying to build a properly delegated business in real estate is that you definitely need a powerful transaction coordinator. This is someone who's going to do all the contract to close work. This is someone who's going to be doing all the paper work that's client facing. Everything that has to be done, whether that's through an attorney, through a title company, between you and your client. This way, what's happening is that you're not in the middle anymore. You're not having to be stuck and involved in all the day-to-day activities, where basically you could just focus on the highest dollar productive activities, which is essentially lead generation, negotiating deals, face-to-face meetings with the client, which I'm going to talk to you about in just a quick second. So don't you think that I don't mean to have face-to-face meetings anymore. Number one is a powerful contract to close coordinator. Somebody who understands the business, someone who you don't have to worry that they're going to be doing any of the wrong things, right? Like this person is going to be handling everything. And like I've had a fantastic contract to close coordinator for a long period of time in my career. And there's a very huge difference between someone who sucks and someone who's fantastic. There's also a huge difference between someone who's average and there's someone who's great. And I want you to know that you can actually do very well with someone who's even average, but if you happen to get somebody who's great, you will go very far, very quick. When it comes to delegation, number one is a transaction coordinator. And by the way, I would recommend hiring this person as a per transaction basis at first specifically, but you can probably hold that person as a per transaction basis for quite some time. You definitely don't need to be paying a full-time salary if you just don't have, number one, don't have the money, but number two, especially like being remote, it's also a huge perk to have somebody that you only pay when you make money. This is something that I feel like a lot of real estate agents make the mistake of doing, which is that they hire somebody on a salary basis and they don't, they make a ton of mistakes, but one of the big things is they pay them a salary and they don't close enough business to support the salary. So they end up losing money. Recommend a hire transaction coordinator right away, contract to close, someone who does all your listing paperwork, your transactional paperwork once you have an agreed upon, accepted offer on a deal. Number two, second thing you got to delegate, obviously, if you want to live a life like this where you could just be on a boat, hanging out, enjoying beautiful Saint-Tropez anytime you want, is a showing assistant. For those of you who are thinking that your client needs you to be there, I'm telling you, you're dead wrong. It actually does not matter whatsoever. I don't care if it's you. I don't care if it's anybody. You just have to set the expectation. I was in a coaching program for a long time that talked about the doctor-nurse model. The nurse does the intake form. The surgeon doesn't do the intake form. So you just got to take that down for a second and think, why on planet Earth do you think that your client needs to see you when it's just coming to opening a door? My clients don't care. I mean, obviously in commercial real estate, and even residential real estate, I don't show any of the properties. I don't work with buyers much. And the investors that I do work with, on occasion, I'm at the properties with them, but a large percentage of the time I'm not. I'm just not with them. But I make it very, very clear. I set a powerful expectation. And if you're going to delegate, you need to be able to learn how to set powerful expectations. So that showing assistant is going to be able to not only show all the properties, obviously, they're also going to be able to do another powerful thing for you, which is allow you to have your time back when you are actually not required to be. This is the way I look at it. I have it where I have 2 agents that I use as partner agents that are on my team, where if I cannot conduct a listing appointment for whatever reason, okay, because I'm on a boat or in beautiful Saint-Tropez, as an example, what I will tell my client is that, like, actually, I'm not gonna be able to make the meeting, but my partner will be there, and then we'll discuss anything afterwards, if needed. Now, this is a showing agent. Think about how cool this is. This is a showing agent that has just a little bit more experience to do a little bit more of the business conversations. So when it comes to any of my properties I do in the commercial world, I typically don't list anything. I actually list literally probably 1 or 2% of the properties that we actually ever deal with on a yearly basis. Right? Like, we really don't list anything. It's kind of like a last resort, because most of the time we end up having a buyer for it. We don't really list anything. So the listing appointment option really doesn't happen so frequently. But when it has, I have an agent that can go conduct the meeting, do everything for me. I don't need to be there because they don't really need to meet Henry. They can talk to Henry. They just need to, like, when I have someone go to the meeting, they're just getting paperwork signed. It's very, very efficient. That partner agent, you know, on the residential side where they're like, oh, they have to meet you. They have to meet you. I was signing listing appointments at 22, 23 years old. I've never sold a house, and I was signing listing contracts for 600,000, 800,000, 1.1 million, like whatever. My point is, like, all the price points I was being able to do at 22, 23, 24 years old at the beginning of my career, never selling a house. You know, obviously by the time I was 24, you know, I'd sold almost 100 homes at that point, but you don't need to be this super special, unbelievable. Like, they don't need to meet you. Like, they don't need to meet the surgeon, right? Like, they need to meet the nurse. In this instance, I want you to know that, like, it's totally cool to delegate as long as you set the expectation. Great, you're gonna meet with my partner agent X. He or she is gonna be doing X, Y, and Z for you. Gonna be handling X, Y, and Z. And then once the meeting's over, they'll let me know, and I'm gonna give you a call, and we'll just wrap up any final details. Okay, sound good? That's it. Sound confident when you say it. You're gonna be totally fine. Contract to close coordinator, which again, everything. That's listing contracts, pending contracts, everything. You're not doing paperwork anymore. That person is handling that. And again, hire them on a per transaction basis. And you have a showing assistant. If you're wondering how to pay your showing assistant, I typically like doing a per showing fee. So like, you could do something like $25 a showing with a $50 minimum or a $25 minimum. You'd be surprised. People will actually do this kind of stuff. And I honestly, you know, right now, think about it, like a showing is going to be like, what, 30 minutes? You know, you can include travel time and everything like that, so you can make it $25 an hour. Or I've done $50 an hour. Just know that, like, it doesn't really matter. You can be very generous, or you can be a little bit more on the frugal side. Both are totally okay on the showing assistant side. Now on the partner agent side, that agent will either get a per showing fee for going on the appointment, or I'll just give them, you know, 5%, a $500 bonus if when the deal closes, whatever. Make it easy. Like, you don't have to pay them 25% to do something for you, right? Like, that's just absolutely crazy to think about. Take that into consideration for a moment, right? So transaction coordinator, showing assistant, partner agent. That's really all you need. And you can be on a boat like this that's worth 10, 20, 30, 40, $100 billion, enjoying life. You can be traveling and you can still be doing business. And out here in France, it's a 6-hour time difference. I'm able to make calls from around 3 to 4 p.m. here till, you know, 8, 9, 10 o'clock. And, you know, dinners don't even really start till 10 o'clock anyway. So I have like 4, 5, 6, 7 hours every day that I can work, choose to work. I can choose to work out here, and my business continues to go, right? Like, I'm still working on, you know, negotiating, you know, half a dozen contracts while I'm out here, where like I'm getting things accepted, and, you know, like, again, like I can earn $30,000 a deal, $78,000 a deal. I'm working on a $130,000 deal, commission check size wise. So it's like I'm working on over $200,000 in pending contracts, like negotiating while I'm here. I was actually in the first week. I think we're about like almost $300,000 in pending contracts that I'm working on right now in 2.5 to 3 weeks here. So just know that, like, any of that type of stuff is possible, but you have to be thinking about, how could I do that? Now it's like, okay, well, the only other things that you need to be thinking about is like the software and who's handling like any type of minuscule day-to-day activities. And by the way, I spend maybe 15 to 30 minutes checking emails every day. My assistant has a lot of the emails that are absolutely required should be CC'd on all that. Other than that, guys, like, you need some good tech, right? Good software for a CRM system. You need your phone, which I'm recording this on. Don't overcomplicate how simplistic it actually can be to live a absolutely ridiculously freedom lifestyle where you don't actually need to be located in the state you sell real estate, at least all the time. You can travel, you can enjoy life, you can really live the life of your dreams, and you just need to have the proper delegation. And guess what? You can go off and make all the money you want to make from anywhere, and it doesn't have to cost you a fortune to do so. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I've had a lot of fun doing it. I'm gonna go get some awesome breakfast. Try the coffee out here. It's Edge Bay, it's amazing. By the way, super famous place, awesome food, by the way. The truffle eggs, unbelievable. Anyways, bon voyage.
If you're still watching this video, that means to me that you're a committed real estate agent and you're looking to take your life and business to the next level. I'm just curious. Why have you yet to schedule your free, no obligation coaching consultation? All you have to do is simply go in the description down below, and people are telling me this call has been the most unbelievable, the most powerful call they've had in their entire career. And here's just a few of the individuals who have taken full advantage of this call. And my mission is to support as many realtors as possible, build a 6- and 7-figure net income business so that they don't have to rely on this industry anymore for their everyday income. If you're a committed realtor, which I can see like you are, all you have to simply do to take full advantage of this free coaching consultation is to go in the description down below and schedule your free call now.